WFH with two guys. Now here's Benny and Dennis.
Dennis, I really can't believe that this is the end of season 5. It's crazy.
It's hard to believe this is episode 186. So we've done a lot
Wow.
of these, Benny. So, and
Are
we're
not
doing
sick
it
of me yet?
no, and we love each other. So,
Yeah.
it's Memorial Day weekend. We're heading into the bicentennial
Yep.
or the 250th, not bicent, the 250th anniversary of the country this year. So
Mhm.
I'm ready, Benny. I've got the patriotic look going.
There you are.
And I mean, it's just to think we started during COVID and all the things that have happened over the last 5 years. It's like, wow, 5 or 6 years. It's like, wow,
It's
the world,
crazy.
it's changed, but it hasn't changed. There's still chaos and craziness, but
And,
AI
and
has definitely stepped up. There's a lot more AI happening. And
yeah,
I
well,
see that
we're going to talk a lot more about that, aren't we? Next year
we
too, as
are
well.
next year. We've already got season 6 lined up, and lots of it's around AI from different aspects and how
Mhm.
you can entwine it into your business and your personal life as well.
You know what, Dennis, as I kind of reflect back on this past season, we've had some really amazing guests that have come on and really shared some of their insight, their approaches, philosophies. Yeah, we have some really good experts. And for those of you who may be new to the podcast, look at the library that we have. As Dennis said, this is 186 that we're recording here. So we had 185 other great podcast insights. Some of them a little bit, in terms of like the earlier ones, or obviously we were deep in COVID, but as they kind of go along, you can understand all of this stuff is relative. We want to make it topical, but some of the interesting guests that we've had in this past season have really kind of shaped a little bit of our insight. And, anything from laughter as a service to management consulting,
Or
accounting.
Channing, and we had Channing on twice, and just hearing
Mm.
her
Oh yeah, she's great.
evolution. That was a great one where she starts a business and now she's talking about, growing it or exiting it when she's ready and all that kind of
Mhm.
stuff. And we've had HR stuff and we've had marketing. There's just our whole idea is to help you as the listener be able to have topics that probably are in your mind or thinking about that you can hear. And if you want to reach out, we encourage you to reach out to these experts to talk and learn more about, what they're doing and how they're helping organizations solve whatever the challenge is. You're not going to solve it all in the 30 minutes that we're talking here on a podcast, but the whole idea is to enlighten and give you insight. And I know as Benny and I meet with these people, we're taking lots of notes and there's lots of things we learn. I mean,
Yeah.
it's great. And I've applied a lot of it to what I do in my work and with work solutions and all that. And it's a great way to help people and also help ourselves.
I learn at least one or two big takeaways from each guest that we have. I think about Ray Greenup, who came here and stopped by. She is a LinkedIn expert. If you go and you take just one little item that these experts are being paid, in some cases, thousands or tens of thousands of dollars, that you can actually implement into your business. And if you're able to get a new client, maybe a few new clients because of it, but what does that hurt you, right? The idea that there are so many different people who have some information to share. And with the ever-changing landscape of business, Dennis, I mean, I think about, gosh, go back to the time when you and I met and, where we are today and how much the landscape's changed. The topics that we hear about all the time, there's a common thread that goes through all of it, but the landscape's changed quite a bit.
It's changed a lot. And I mean, again, I'm just looking back at the list of people. We had Scott Tolley on about networking. I mean, I thought I was good at networking. He's the king of networking. And then, as the culture and the climate changes, networking is so key because a lot of
Mm.
people, with AI, there is a lot of change and transition going to be happening to people because some people's jobs are going to be changing or going away. Don't wait until you're laid off or let go. Be networking now and getting to know and develop. And it's all about relationships and it's a give and take type of thing. And so I encourage you to listen to that podcast. We had Jerry on talking about the weird year and moving forward back in January. That was another good one. I mean,
That's right.
he's up in the New England area and just had a whole insight of things and how to do things. And we've got Valerie last week talking about budgets and weight loss and how they kind of go together. So it's just hopefully you're engaged in the podcast. And if you haven't been listening, like Benny said, go back and listen to something. We're going to be off for the months of June and July and August. We come back in September. We do that, one, just because it's important for Benny and I to spend time with our family and get out and travel and do things. It also allows us to meet some new people to pull in as guests for you as listeners. So if there's
Right.
people that you want on or topics that you'd like discussed, definitely reach out to Benny or I and let us know, and we'll be working on that.
Dennis, one of the things that we joke about, right? And for those of you who may be new to the podcast, I was the one who introduced Dennis to artificial intelligence. And at
I
first
still say Benny started AI 4 years ago.
Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so funny when I think about just like the beginning parts. November of 2022 is when ChatGPT really became into the awareness and artificial intelligence became mainstream. It's been something that's been around for quite some time. But one of the things that Dennis and I talk about quite a bit is how do we incorporate artificial intelligence into our business? Should we incorporate artificial intelligence into the business? And as a technology consultant myself, eventually when the topic does come around to AI, oh my gosh, Dennis, it is a polarizing topic, And the one thing that you and I have had this discussion about is we do know that there's no way to stop artificial intelligence, whether we want to or not. If we don't do something and address having artificial intelligence into our businesses, we're already behind. And you have to incorporate it, even if it's just some of the simple actions. Do
Yeah.
you agree with that one, Dennis?
Oh yeah, I mean, because and I'm seeing my clients are evolving because some of them are
Mhm.
coming to me and say, "Hey, we're using your system, we're doing this stuff, but we're still doing some of the stuff manual. Hey, can you help us figure this thing out?" And they're not trying to get rid of people; they're just trying to free their people up to do more productive things and allow the automation to kind of do the busy work. Because unfortunately, people love to do they don't love to. They get pulled in to do the busy work, and they never
Mhm.
get a chance to really do their job. And
Yeah.
so I think people are definitely evolving. If you're not into it, you're probably gonna get left behind here before long
Mm.
because, you know, now the companies that are cutting lots of people, I still think that's gonna backfire on it because I still think you
Oh, yeah.
need people and it's about relationships. But, you know, this past 3 or 4 months, I had that knee replacement. Chat GPT and I have become really best friends. I've named him Chad. And so Chad and I talk a lot about where am I at in my process and what should I be doing and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's made life so much easier. And my doctor, you can tell it's an AI thing. Every day you get an email from him or a text from him with all kinds of suggestions and you can chat back and forth. It's like this makes it so much easier where before I'd have to call the doctor's office, wait for a phone call back, get pissed off because they wouldn't call back in time or they'd call back and I'd be asleep because I was on pain pills. And so it's just it just makes life easier for me as the patient and it makes life easier for the doctor because he's communicating to his patients and keeping them informed without wasting his time so he can actually spend more productive time doing surgeries. I mean, that's a great one from a customer service standpoint that just made life so much easier for everybody.
And I think too, one of the reasons that I talk so much about AI and, my wife would say I'm obsessed with it a little bit.
I think you are obsessed with. My wife says that I'm married to Chad now, so Chad and I are like this.
Well, I think about this and by bringing you, Dennis, into the awareness of AI, you have brought to me different ideas, techniques, and different applications that I wasn't aware of. And I've been able to use some of those applications in some of my work. So like Scribe was one that you brought to
Yeah,
me
yeah.
and I showed it to a client of mine and they thought it was fantastic.
Oh my god, but if you haven't tried Scribe for training materials, it's by far the best. I
It's
mean,
really
it
good.
it saves ton of time and
Mhm.
effort and allows you to streamline it and get to your clients how to do something really, really quick.
And by sharing this information with our audience and for other folks out there and for me personally, it's impacted a couple people's lives. And you think about that, if you can improve your life. I mean, you just went on about your knee surgery
Yep.
and all that, those elements there. We used it for a vacation that we've got planned and what we're going to do. And my wife has been asking her version of Chad. I don't think she's named him, but she's
You gotta name it. It can't be just Chat GPT. You gotta give it a name.
I have an AI agent that I've named Merritt, just to let you know, and we
Okay.
can talk about that at some episode. But
But like to your point, like in September when I'm coming out to Denver to see you guys, I mean,
Mhm.
I planned the whole trip using Chat. I
Yeah,
mean, and
next month. You'll be here next month. Yeah, for
yeah, and
sure.
it helped us find, the whole that we found this thing under Canvas Moab that I would never have found anywhere
Ah, yeah,
else. And so we're gonna
that's
be
right.
camping for, 3 nights with my 88-year-old mom out in Moab. I mean, it's
Oh,
like, You would never, I mean, you might have found it Googling it, but it was been tough. Where this one I put in there, give me all the different places I could stay from typical traditional to off the wall stuff. And it came back with all this stuff. It's like, wow,
Yeah.
30 seconds I had all this stuff decided and then I just booked it and away we went.
So Dennis, I'm going to give a challenge to everybody listening to this, to our final podcast of the season here is I want you to start doing a little bit with artificial intelligence in some capacity, even if it's just opening up Copilot, which if you use Outlook, it's right there. If you just
And
go to chat,
if you use Google, it's Gemini.
yeah, Gemini, I think it's gemini.google.com. Go and use that and play around with it. And people ask, well, what do I do with it? You know what? Ask the AI what you should do with it. And here's one tip I'll give to people. And Dennis, I don't know if you have ever done this before. It's one tip I'll give, and we can talk about stuff more in the fall. Have AI interview you. Okay. And the reason you want to do this is that the more context that it has to be aware of you, your situation. I'm not saying give it personal information. In fact, don't give it personal information, but you can give it broad understanding of, I live in Kansas and this is run a barber shop. And, I'm 37 years old and I have a dream of doing blah, blah, blah. The reason that you give AI context awareness of who you are, eventually it's going to figure it out because you log in and it'll slowly get there. But if you can have it interview you, it can automatically take your situation into consideration. Because if you are asking about a vacation, I'd really love to do this vacation, and you happen to be somewhere in, a remote area of the country, that might play a different reason. Because if you want to do traveling by car, or if you want to you're willing to backpack across America or fly, all of those things are specific to your situation. And just likewise with your business, AI can take that into account. And by doing that, it will give you more personalized and relevant information for you. So I'm going to challenge, first of all, do that. Number two, start asking questions about how I can best utilize you, knowing what you know about me. Once it has that context, have it generate a file, right? And like an identity.md, and it knows what that is. It's a markdown file, but it's just a plain text file with some funny stylings to it, but it can read it. And once it has that information, it will be able to give you some background and customize that for you. Now, the reason I'm asking you to do this homework is that in the fall, we're going to be rolling out something here that we're going to share with you all as our listeners, and you're going to get exclusive access to it. It's something that I've been working on for the last couple of months. It needs a little bit more tweaking, and we're going to get there. I think you're going to be really excited to see it. So I know it's a little bit of a cliffhanger, Dennis, but I think that.
And I'd say the third thing, just look at your, be it personal or business life. What are things that you do that have to be done, but probably it could be automated, and start making a list of those things.
Yeah.
Are there certain reports that you have to pull together every week, every day, every month? Are there certain things that you ask for from certain people or certain groups? And is there ways to do that more effectively? Those will be things, and we'll be talking about that. And then we've got a great lineup already planned for September, October, November. We come back right after Labor Day. We hope everybody has a great Memorial Day, 4th of July, 250th anniversary for the U.S. There's lots of celebrations. Things are beginning to kick off. And if you don't have red, white, and blue, I guarantee you will in the next week or two, because there'll be lots of red, white, and blue being sold at all the stores. So get ready for a whole new celebration.
Fireworks. Yeah, absolutely.
Lots of good fire. And 4th of July is on the weekend this year. So you can go Saturday and then sleep in on Sunday. So you don't have to go to work the next day. So it's actually, it's a 2-win for everybody.
There we go. Dennis, it's been a pleasure as usual. Season 5, that's a wrap. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Dennis, if people want to get a hold of you, what's the best way for them to be able to do it?
Best way is email. So it's Dennis, DENNISJ @worksolution.com. And it's WORX solution.com. And reach out to us. We'd love to talk to you and have a conversation, answer questions and things. Benny, how's the best way for people to reach you?
Absolutely. Yeah. Email as well, Benny, BENNY @velocitytechnology.group. I listen, feel free to send me an email if you're a listener. We welcome that. Find Dennis and myself on LinkedIn too as well. It's surprising when whenever I mention this and we've released the podcast, I get a couple people who reach out to me and thank you for the comments. Some of the comments are great. If I've forgotten to respond to you, I apologize, because there's a lot of people out there, but send me an email, send me a message in LinkedIn, whatever. And We'd love to hear from you. We want to hear your ideas. But Dennis, look forward to it. See you in the fall.
See you in the fall. Everyone take care. Have a great summer.
Bye-bye.
You've been listening to WFH with Two Guys. We'll see you next time.